So I have my Racing Beat sway bars here. I have for sale. I've had what? Let me see. I had them on there for about a week. So basically a week. You know, maybe 200 miles at the most. But I think less than that. You know, less than 200 miles. Probably a little bit over 100 miles. So so they're so obviously they're used. You know, a couple hundred miles. So, but all the hardware is still here. You know, the mounting for the bushings, right? The front and the rear with the washers. Still has some grease left. You know, and there's still the bushing is still on there. At least on the rear, I still have bushings on the rear. And still, you know, the grease is still in there. The front, I actually took off the bushings because I had to take off the bushings to remove the bar, to install and remove the bar. But the front bushings are here, so they're good as well. Well, actually, I shouldn't say they're good because of my screw up. You know, the top bolt on there, because the you know where the bushing is, the top bolt has really tight space. So I screwed up and I used I didn't use the right wrench, and I actually got the wrench stuck. So I actually had to cut it off. I used a plasma cutter to cut it off. So so it got a little bit hot on the bushings here. So the bushing, you know, where the mount meets the where the bracket meets the bushing. So that's for the front right here. You can actually see a little bit of burntness. Actually, that's just slag. You could actually chip this stuff will actually chip off. See that it chips off. So a little bit of burntness right here. I see that. So that's just from the heat, and that's heat, and that's the carbon from the grease, I think. But anyways, so you see the bushing there, slightly, just a tad bit melted. So that's where the where it was, connected like so, like that. So there is that. I think it'll be okay to use like this. I don't think it's gonna harm it, but if you want a new bushing, just contact Racing Beat and just ask them for a bushing, or maybe even one extra bracket. But this bracket's still good. It's just that's just residue. That's not the bracket itself is still good. It's all that burntness is all residue. And you ask them about getting a new bushing. The bushings are not that much money. They're only like, I think a bushing by itself is only like no more than $10. But I think that one's actually still reusable if you really wanted to. So anyways, so besides that, everything is still good on these sway bars. They are a little bit scratched from installing and removal. So the installing and remove, you see like a few little, for example, little scratch here on the sticker. It's actually mostly dirt. It looks like, yeah, it's mostly dirt from the greasiness. The greasiness from the bushing. That's the rear. The front one's a little bit more scratched just from the install because it's a very tight fit in there in the Miata. So let's see. So you have little nicks, like like, oh, that's not a nick, like a little nick right here. A little nick there, little nick here, little nick there, and so little scratches like like that. Couple of spots here and there, so it's not bad at all. Same thing with the front or the other side. This side can't take off. But anyways, so little nicks like that. So it's not really bad at all. When because when I installed these, I actually left it in the plastic when I stuck it in there, so that way the plastic took most of the scratches of the nicks. So that's why it still looks good. That's how when I took them off, I did the same thing. After I unbolted it, everything, I slipped the plastic back in. Then I pulled the bars out with the while it was in the plastic. So stayed in good good shape, not getting too scratched yet. So yeah, so anyways, these things are for sale. Continental US. So I got them from Goodwin Racing. And if you get it from Goodwin Racing or Racing Beat, the cost is the same. Doesn't matter who you get it from. I believe it was $329 or $327 plus shipping, and that's like another I don't know, 20 something, $30, because you know, sway bars is kind of big and the box is kind of big, so it's kind of bulky. It's not that heavy, but it's bulky, big and bulky. So it's like 20 something, $30 for the shipping. So it's basically it's like $350. Is my cost. I'll sell it for let's say 150. No, let's say 160 shipped. So shipping is probably gonna cost me more than you know, than Goodwin or Racing Beat, because you know they get that business quantity discount. You know, as an individual, we don't get discounts. So so I'll sell the whole thing for 160 shipped. So anyways, yeah, so just, you know, contact me, and if you're interested. As far as how they feel really good. They're very very sporty. They keep the car very flat. You know, there's three holes for as far as adjustments goes, right? 3 holes on both the front and the rear, right? 3 holes, both front and rear. So initially I used the middle holes for the front and rear, and I didn't quite like it. I thought it was a little bit too stiff, too flat. So you know, it didn't feel like I was driving a Miata. You know, it felt like I was driving a more sporty, more high performance car. So I didn't want that. You know, I wanted the flexiness and the softness of a Miata. So I switched it to the softer setting here, and it felt really good. It was like, it was enough that it was it eliminated the sway and the jittering. You know, when you're driving and you're going from one, you know, you're going one curve and then another, when you're transitioning from left to right or right to left, as you get back, you know, stock, the car would kind of wiggle and jiggle a little bit before it stabilizes. With this thing, there was no jiggling whatsoever, even in the softer setting here. So so that was good. But like I said, you know, it made the car feel like it was a higher performance car. So I didn't necessarily want that. I wanted a softer feel, something that still has a little bit of jiggle to it. So that's why I'm getting rid of these ones. A little bit too high performance for me, I think. A little bit too stiff for me. These ones are, as far as stiffness goes, you know, they're definitely not the stiffest sway bars out there. These ones are definitely less stiff than the progressive sway bars. They are less stiff than the progressive. They're less stiff than the Flying Miata sway bars. You know, and I'm just going by the numbers, by the diameters here, and also the watt thickness too. So both of these things are both hollow, right? This is a 27, I think it was 27 millimeter, or well, it's 1 1/8. So that's like what, 27 or 28 millimeters, whatever it is, somewhere around that range. But the watt thickness is not, you know, it's not that thick. And this one is a 16 millimeter thickness, but it's hollow, so it's not as, you know, as solid as you know, it's not as stiff as a solid bar would be. So they're not as stiff as, you know, progressive ones. I think the progressive ones are probably the most stiff. It's even more stiff than the Flying Miata, because it has a thicker watt thickness, but with the same dimensions. The Flying Miata is somewhere between the stiffness of this Racing Beat and the progressive. Then if you want a really softer, you could go down to the Roadster Sport, which is probably about the same in the back, but the front is going to be a little bit softer in the front because it's a smaller diameter. Then if you want even softer than that, just a little bit, just slightly firmer than stock, but still still soft. Then you go with the Cusco, and that's what I went with. I just want it to be slightly firmer, but it still have a soft feel to it. So anyway, so these are for sale. So, you know, stiffness wise, they're gonna be stiffer than the Roadster Sport, but not as stiff as the progressive or the Flying Miata. And obviously there's other brands and stuff there, but you know, those you know, the Flying Miata and the progressive are the most popular ones. Those two are very popular. And you hear all about those ones, you know, people reviewing and saying all this and that and stuff. Those are the most common ones, and the Racing Beat and all the other brands is not, you know, lesser known, because less people have them. And the reason why I got these again, it has to do with you know, I was looking at this house at the numbers as far as the diameter and the wall thickness and stuff, because I didn't want it to be that stiff, but it's a little bit stiff for my taste. But anyways, all right, thanks for watching.